Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
Hey people, 5aces here and welcome to the third Shattered Paradise Opens Finals. Where are we and how did we get here? Well, that's gonna require some hangover-style detective work. We're gonna reconstruct what happened in the past few weeks, because it's been a marathon, so buckle up, strap yourselves in. This is gonna be a wild ride. And a bumpy one at that. So, I planned on having a nice chill 2-day tournament. That was in Shattered Paradise with a $100 prize pool. That was it, right? Narrator, it was not. Well, this tournament went about as well as smuggling a dolphin out of SeaWorld under your trench coat. Let's put it that way. So, between player disconnects, players forfeiting, internet outages, and then even accusations of bug abuse, this tournament went very sour real quick, and we didn't find time to play the finals on stream. So here we are with the finals, and, well, our right, let's introduce the left-hand player first. He fought his way through countless opponents, and he's done a grandiose job at playing random only. This time he is random Cabal. He is the unseen threat in the SP community and a menace to society. It is Icesinithol. He is fully committed to the random strategy, and this has netted some amazing results. And his opponent is Punsho the Thrice-Blessed. That's how I'm gonna call him now, because he has had a very troubled history this tournament, let's put it that way. Well, so first off, he was not supposed to be here, because he lost his round of 8 match to Stolen Tech. So he was out for good, right? Nope, because then 2 more people forfeited, and 1 spot was opened. And Punsho took the opportunity to win a match against Quendi, like a redemption match, and get there regardless. So he was once again facing off against Stolen Tech in a best of 5 in the semifinals, and despite him having lost to Stolen Tech previously, he defeated him in the semifinals, because the other opponents forfeited on the other side of the bracket, so there was no one else left to play. So with that, Stolen Tech was kicked back into the bronze finals, and Punsho ascended into the finals regardless. Then we were being held hostage by his internet, because his internet decided to just not work anymore, and we had nice reclaimer micro, and we had some 30 minutes in which we decided, okay, if he's not going to show up within the next 2 minutes, we're going to disqualify him. And then, literally, when the timer reached 10 seconds, he showed up. Just at the right time. So, that was him being blessed twice. And the third time, he used Shift Q deploy a lot with Conyards. And it actually netted him what was probably, some might consider it, an illegitimate win against Stolen Tech, because his MCV got surrounded, but he used Shift Q deploy to salvage the situation. And for those of you who don't know, Shift Q deploy is a bug that's currently OpenRA that allows you to deploy units anywhere if you Shift Q up a deploy order. And for example, let's say an MCV is surrounded by 10 tanks. It would die and it couldn't deploy, right? But if you use Shift Q deploy, it can deploy regardless within the hitbox of the tanks. And it's a bug, it's been ruled out. Fortunately though, Punsho rectified his mistake and then undeployed his Conyard immediately. So we decided as an executive decision that we would let him stay, but if he does it one more time, he's out. And that was the controversy we had. Yeah. So with that out of the way, Battle Bus Bust is coming in hot, and let's dive right into the game. This is game 1 in a best of 7. You know it's a great series, Kappa Pride, when even the explanations beforehand, before the game, take like an entire game's length. Yeah, here we are. So we've arrived here at a best of 7 between those 2 players, and $100 are at stake. And even the loser of this matchup is gonna take at least I think $30 home, so that's decent. Alright, Punsho has been going for mutant aggression, and I've oftentimes seen him play Mass War Factory, which is very interesting. And Cabal being randomed here by Icesinithol might be a blessing in disguise, because his infantry here just can't be crushed. So the Lynx tanks are probably just a glorified meat shield at that point. And the Tabirim Fiends, people have found out that Tabirim Fiends are very good, almost as good as not Javelin soldiers, because they can hit and run relatively well due to their nimbleness and high speed stat. So that's quite interesting. Also battle buses and evergreen in this mod. That's a regular battle bus with just 5 shotgunners inside. And that's gonna wreak havoc on any unsuspecting infantry. Unless it decides to bug out, just as right now. Oh, Blaster Turret has come online for Ice. That's kind of his saving grace, because he has already lost the Harvester in this push. But Radar Tech is going to allow him to spam Blaster Turrets, and those are really good at zone defense, and they force your opponent into being extremely mobile. And Punsho doesn't follow it up with anything right now, still on 1 base. Still on 1 War Factory too, that's... Well, now as we speak, 2nd War Factory coming online. There we go. Very good hustle. And the creepy crawly Cabal MCV hiding away in a corner. So that's just what I expected. Ooh, statistics are not looking good for Ice here though. Yeah, he's trailing 6k. And Punsho's got the better recon. However, if he can hold this for... If he can somehow hold this, then he's gonna be in an okay spot, because he's gonna have an expansion out. And Punsho still needs to claim his expansion spots. So North End army movement immediately getting scouted out by Reclaimer. Ice has been so good with scouting recently. Just putting his units where it mattered every single time. Again, Reclaimer, just gonna scout that there's not gonna be an attack coming in from the middle. And a big north side flank here. Northbound choo-choo that Pain Train terminates. Northbound train to the finals terminates here. I like what Punsho is doing. He's opted to not put Fiends in the buses, but this is pure shotgunner buses. The reason for that being is that Fiends are relatively fast anyway, they can keep up with the army, while shotgunners can't, as you can see here, they're trailing behind. And shotgunner buses don't cost much. It's like 150 times 5, 750 plus the bus is 1250 for a very potent anti-infantry unit. That is a bargain, if I say so myself. So we're seeing Centurions out now for Icesinithol, so kind of a back tech. Centurions and Missile Cyborgs is probably gonna... Lynx Tank chipping in a few shots. And the 2nd Cabal MCV out now. So this is the big flank on the Cabal radar. Let's highlight the health bars. Yes, people love that, don't they? Kappa Pride. You can see how much damage the Blaster Turret does to stationary targets. As long as something is stationary, you're not gonna have a fun time. Centurions also, I think they're gonna receive a nerf in the near future because they're just so tanky. And we're seeing the Missile Cyborgs again, doing a number on this engagement. Okay, he went for an Eye of Cabal, that's basically a gap generator. So that's just gonna be a nuisance more than anything. I like how the Reclaimer keeps pace with the army. It's just like, yeah, I'm a mutant. I'm a mutant. Why are you asking? I am a mutant. Objective is Tiberium. Objective is not Crush. That's nice. That was pretty important, that actually revealed the army movement. So, I's probably gonna drop that. Yeah, another Blaster Turret. It's just what I expected. Nice! So Blaster Turrets can't hit moving targets for shit, but what they can do, if your units walk in single file formation, then they can actually target the one behind you. That's kind of hilarious. So Punsho screwed himself there out of a tank. Harvester running. Good old run and gun. Hey, there it goes. 2 Harvesters down. That's still a very successful heist. And on the north end side, Punsho has secured the flanks and gonna make sure that no expansion is gonna come out, but yeah. One of the expansions already been claimed. Centurions gonna try and poke away the Lynx tank eventually. Ah, there's a service depot, so he could have patched it up. But Lynx tanks are dirt cheap, so it's kind of whatever. Interesting game here. And I didn't expect Punsho to stay on 1 base for that long. I mean, he still technically is, because there's no expansion out just yet, no ref. Those Lynx are trying to give him the loop around. So, and what Cabal really lacks is mobile units. As you can see, they're just slow as molasses, and if they're crippled, doubly so. Wait, is that still the bug? He's targeting something under the Fog of War? Yeah, he is. Okay, North End, another big engagement. Again, Cabal Archer's the perfect choice, because you can't crush against their infantry. So Cabal are very safe to play. They obviously can get out-rotated and flanked super easily, but as long as you keep the infantry core alive, Cabal is always gonna have a shot at a comeback. That's just how the cookie crumbles here. You can also see how tanky Cyborg infantry are. and not really taking that much damage in the grand scheme of things. The death ball, trying to loop around. But with that, like, Punsho doesn't have much to his name. He's got a secondary MCV out now, but he needs to ramp up eco production right now, lest he gets outscaled. Another Eye of Cabal for Icesinithol, that's just annoying. I think it also decreases a line of sight of your units, of enemy units when caught inside the circle. So this circle is kind of a blind spot for Punsho by any metric. I really love how SP has developed, and we've found out some major imbalances over the course of this tournament, but that's kind of the point. That's kind of exactly why I wanted to make this tournament, and it's been a great success in that regard. Drone pits are also super strong. They've been found out to be very strong against infantry. So if you just micro them to target infantry only, gonna be Gucci. Oh, the blaster turret AoE! Did you see the chunk here on the infantry core? Yeah, Centurion's mopping up the rest. Beep boop. No infantry past here. You are trespassing, sir. Get out of here, sir. Beep boop. Okay, he's ruffled a lot of feathers though. That's like what? He's killed all the harvesters. Jeez Louise. So we're up to 4 harvesters only for Icesinithol. But that's gonna allow him to... so the pressure is off for the time being. Allows him a breather. Allows him to assemble again. Autobots, roll out. Man, the Autobots have been doing a good job. This one barely held together. I can't even see the health bar. It's a smoking husk. Alrighty, that's Punsho with the kind of. He has to do some catching up. He has to really catch up in order to stay afloat here. What's the statistics like? He's still floating 5k. The economic situation, yeah, Icesinithol has overtaken him by 5k, and this is the time where the air factory production is gonna come out. I really hope he rebuilds his econ there, because that's two juicy tip trees that have not yet been harvested. This is a best of 7. This is the first game. Oh, one piece of wall. Looks kind of like a hedge. Looks like the start to a hedge maze. Has anyone ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon, where you could create your own hedge mazes? Amazing mazes. Oh, another worker unit. I love how you can just use them as disposable scouts. That's kind of just the idea of Cabal. Assimilate the enemy and then use their lifeless husks as scouts. That's exactly what we want to see as if you're playing Cabal. Yeah, that's mass wasp production. Nothing else can come out now because no tier 2 has been unlocked just yet. So still 4 harvest... Nah, 6 harvester economy now. So they're supposed to be pretty even. Oh no. Punsho's having a little traffic congestion, and those two drivers, the 2 harvester drivers, are having a discussion over who has the right of way. Oh, this is gonna be painful. This is gonna cost him a lot. Here at least he's got 3 solid harvesters and 2 in the front lines, yeah. So the Autobots are rolling out again. That's kind of the way you play Cabal. The Autobots are in the front lines trying to soak up the damage. Meanwhile, the Cyborg Reapers in the back lines are your damage dealer core. Cyborg Reapers again are just very fragile and brittle, so you need to keep them in the back lines. So kind of Cabal has a very like a control group heavy playstyle, I would say. You need at least 3 control groups just for your base army, because they're so slow, and any given part of a composition can be pulled out of position easily. Right. Autobots have found some juicy targets, couple more rotors being picked off. Big engagement is about to start here. Ah, Punsho has transitioned to bulls. Oh, I smell some bullshit right there. Also an engineer for some reason. Can they still... There used to be a patch in which they were mutant engineers were able to fix tanks. I don't know if that's still the case. Maybe Ganon has removed it. Okay, there's a nice flank though. So that's gonna be a multi-prong. That's gonna be a very well fortified position. I doubt that's gonna work. Well, without crushes and with the nets. The nets can keep the infantry units at bay and fuck up the pathing. That's not too bad, to be honest. Other side, oh, he's getting whittled away by the blaster turrets. Okay, let's see here. That's gonna be way more important. And it appears to be the case that Icesinithol just had the critical army. Critical infantry core mass. Yeah. And no focus fire on the infantry whatsoever. It's kind of against Cabal. You do the inverse of what you're usually supposed to do. You focus the infantry. Because the infantry are the squishier part of the composition, and they're also the ones who can't be crushed easily. So yeah. Man, this army, he's just been obliviously losing it to a blaster turret. Yikes! It's not looking too good for Punsho in game 1 here. He's losing a couple of war factories. I mean, he's got 2 to back it up, but I doubt that's gonna last very long. Does he have anything that's follow-up? Gargs? So, if Ice doesn't pay attention, he might lose all his wasps to the Gargs, but at the same rate, he has his attention focused on here, so I doubt. Ooh. 2 versus 3, and 1 left, yeah. Easy. Easy wipe here, so the main base is completely being dealt with, and I doubt there's gonna be a comeback mechanism for Punsho this time around. He is on a husk of a base, and I think that's gonna conclude game 1 very momentarily, depending on how long he wants to stick around. Yeah. Last couple buildings being dispatched off. So yeah, the Eye of Cabal kind of worked. Surprisingly enough. That's usually something I don't see doing very much, but it's super annoying to play against. So, that's game 1 out of the way. That's a nice little head start for Icesinithol in this best of 7. Stay tuned after the commercials. We'll be right back.
Battle control offline. Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
Round 2 of this best of 7 between Icesinithol and Punsho is going to be played on Koala Rift. Did you say Tournament Rift? I'm sorry? Did you look at the minimap? That is clearly a koala. Don't tell me otherwise. So, in the left-hand side, spawning as the mutants as per usual, because that's the faction he decided to stick with, it is Punsho. His Punsho the Thrice-Blessed. And his opponent spawning as mutants as well. Random chance giving us a mutant mirror this time around. It is Icesinithol. So I haven't seen Ice play mutants too much. That's gonna be very interesting. And engineer first for both. On a map like this, against a slow faction, like mutants in the early game aren't super slow because their units, like their infantry core is slow. Yeah. It's safe to go for an engineer first. Against other factions, like if you're up against Nord, I doubt that's gonna work. So we're seeing lots of Tapirian Fiends being rallied to the north already. This might be a little Harvester rush. Might be interesting to see. Both taking their tip wells. It looks so gorgeous. I can't help but zoom in every single time. Some of the tiles have a not very smooth transition. That maybe still needs a transitioning softener. But regardless, it just looks so cool. Tiberium Flora and Fauna. That's a 6-stack. Holy crap. 6 Tiberian Fiends, and so their perk, they can't shoot while moving, unlike the Javelin Troopers from, or like the, what are they called? Whatever, Javelin Troopers from Nord. They can't fire while moving, but they're super mobile regardless. They're, from what I've learned, they're, I think, the 2nd fastest anti-armor unit. And they also get a road bonus. Look at that. Cattle. Bull Rush. Oh, it's been revealed. Random Marauder in the way. Thank you, good sir, and that's it for the rush. So long, and thanks for all the fish here. Bull Rush. Stampede. Stampede hasn't been figured out just yet. Ah, finally. So, if you're going double ref, that's something I always say, but it still holds true. If you're going double ref, no reason not to produce infantry in the early game. Especially a couple of rifles. You're gonna float so much. So the Tivwell is being taken on the siege, and that's gonna be the cue for the Marauders to go in and mop up. But at the same rate, Tiberian Fiends are way faster than Marauders, so he can actually move back. He can kite this around for days. Ah, sees it. Peace! Peace is out. Wait! Okay, the Marauders were just like, my job is done. Shotgun in hand! Brain lag! My job here is done. Tiberian Well's dead. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a bugged animation that they spawn with their fortifications enabled for whatever reason, despite being mobile. That's just a visual bug. Alright, battle bus from Icesinithol, and that's kind of an anti-infantry hunter bus. I like that. Oh, this Marauder is completely camouflaged. Looks like tumbleweed or something. Cool stuff. So 5 harvesters already for Punsho. He's going really hard on the econ. Jesus! 5 harvesters over 2? Yeah, that's gonna spell trouble for him in just a bit. Super heavy macro game for Punsho, and double bus for Icesinithol. So very divergent builds despite this being a mirror. I'm curious to see where that leads us. Now we've got the first links out. Depending on whether there's... I think there's only shotgunners inside. I think it's only marauders. Plus double tech. Icesinithol, what is your build? What is your mission? That is his... Okay, 4th harvester finally coming online, but he went double tech. He went 2 full buses, and he went basically no defense. That is a very risky build. Yeah, he too likes to live dangerously. And that's the 2nd war factory already unlocked for Punsho, so he's gonna be able to get a mechanized death ball out in just a sec. The Marauder duel being won by Punsho here. I wonder if that's RNG, because as far as I'm aware, the Marauder of Icesinithol has been here first. But Punsho's Marauder won the engagement regardless, so I don't know how this works. But this might be RNG dependent, which wouldn't be the greatest thing. Ice spreading a couple scouts around, that's very good. He's still not doing much, that's like his... Does he go for another boss here? Oh, double war factory for him as well. And the mechanized conga line, assault conga line is gonna start rolling out. Backed up by a mutant MCV. Let's see, I really hope there's not gonna be any more shift deploy shenanigans, because otherwise... So, something else I forgot to talk about. So, Punsho was allowed to stay in the tournament, but should he win this tournament, then he's not gonna receive a badge. He's gonna receive the money, because that's fair game, but he's not gonna receive a badge should he win. That's kind of what we decided upon, because game 2, I believe, against Stoltech was kind of sketchy in that regard. With the shift deploy stuff. So anyway. Let's see. Lots of Tiberian Fiends, 2 buses. I like that that's anti-infantry buses, just cheaper to replace. Huh. That's RNG again. So, Ice's Lynx tank shot first, but I think it was stationary. So it took the full damage, while meanwhile the Lynx tank of Punsho was moving. The Ice's Lynx tank took the full brunt of the shot. I haven't seen anyone repair tanks here, but again, Lynxes are I think 600, so it's barely even worth it. Statistics. The econ situation, yeah, 5k lead for Punsho already. This is gonna be a massive death ball. I'm still surprised that that Ice kind of came back from that one. And that's a way wider arc here for Ice, for Punsho than for Ice. That's gonna be very dangerous of an engagement. I think he needs to fight around bunkers. What I would do in Icesinithol's shoes here is deploy a couple battle bunkers, here and here maybe, and fill them to the brim with Tiberian Fiends and with shotgunners. Because those are tough to break and they can be evacuated in times of need. So anyway, you move first, you lose, basically. But Punsho's got his infantry corps very far back. So far he's only sent in the Lynxes. Yeah, he's gonna lose... Nope. Not losing a Lynx for free, and the pathfinding is fucking Icesinithol's units up here. Ooh. So here's the big question, do you deploy your Marauders or not? Because if you deploy them, they're easy targets for Crushes, but they obviously gain more range, as well as more durability. But durability against Crushes obviously stays the same. Oh! What's the target micro? Oh my goodness! That was a brilliant hold here from Ice. He has singled out most of the Tiberian Fiends. So despite all of this craziness and the mechanized armor blob trying to get into his base, they can't breach. No chance. Oh, pushing back the Tiberian Fiends even more. He needs to focus out the Lynx tanks. Oh, most of the Lynx tanks are down now. This might be a window here. Yes. This is a perfect window for Ice to push him back. Oh, the Crushes. And a second line of infantry advancing in. Oh my lord. What a slaughter. Punsho this time not going for underhanded tactics. He's just trying to brute force it. I think his train of thought might be that there is no expansion out for Ice just yet, but surprisingly enough, for Ice having a reputation for not macroing up enough, he's been the one to macro up first in 2 games now. Interesting. Didn't see that one coming. Oh, the splits are so good. Punsho splits on point here, not losing a single Tiberian Fiend too much. Very good. Wow, that's in range. Yeah, battle bunkers give you units crazy range. I think +1 cell to everything. That is significant if you know the ranges in OpenRA and how buggy the engine handles it sometimes. Especially with edge cases where a unit is like half within a cell and half not. As soon as they start transitioning cells, they start taking damage. It's also a problem with Tesla coils and Red Alert. If you've watched the stream occasionally. So yeah, nice hold from Ice so far, and he's still... I don't know, both... I was wrong here. There's obviously a second base for Punsho because he moved out his original MCV. I was just oblivious to that. Quad cannon transition is a bit weird. I don't see the quad cannons working too well. But yeah, again, no damage taken here. Just losing a quad cannon for free, that's basically nothing. Oh, one of the major weak points here for Icesinithol is that he only has 1 Rax. Okay, tanks are going on crushes. This is a very good position for crushes because the trees prevent any further scattering. Yeah, so after all that's said and done, it is Punsho being pushed back. And I see a gas cloud. What's that from? Oh, the Tiberian Bull must have been it. Yeah. I don't think they consistently spawn gas clouds. Tunnel network for Punsho, so the problem here is he only has 1 MCV, so he can't deploy another tunnel network. That is kind of... You can play mutants as kind of a makeshift GLA, like thrift store GLA from 0 Hour. You can just pop tunnel networks everywhere. Obviously you can't get camo netting, but still. You can just pop out your units left, right, and center, and it's super good because they also get healed. It's kind of the Tiberium ventilation system you see here. Sprinkles Tiberium over your units and heals them fully, which is really cool. No, he can't breach his fortified position just now. Too many fortified Marauders, too many Tiberian Bulls. And what's the follow-up? There's... Okay, helipads, maybe gargoyles? Yeah, an eco raid might be good. So the backlines are very exposed for both players. And at least gonna net your kills on 2 harvesters. Economy. Ooh, Ice is leading by 8k now. Well, he's expanded earlier. So it kind of is a fair point. Again, bleeding some tanks are both players. This is just such a brute force heads-on engagement. I haven't seen a single flank this game. It's just both going toe-to-toe, wanting to push the other's front door down. Yeah, just pushing the button. Pushing the go button over and over. Oh, the crushes! Oh no. Oh no. The Tiberian Fiend Core is not allowed to die. As soon as they die, the snowball starts to crumble. You kind of need to keep all the Tiberian Fiends alive because that's most of your anti-armor damage. I mean, the quad cannons are kind of okay now because they can just chip in shots against enemy infantry. And they are more... Oh! There's a Falcon. So Falcons have proven to be one of the strongest units in the mutant army, the arsenal, and they're kind of like Alpha Auroras. So what they do is, as soon as they have their payload, and you assign them a target, they're gonna speed up a lot. They're just gonna go hypersonic. I mean supersonic. Hypersonic would be a bit overkill, right? Yeah, they go supersonic like here. Ah, nice hit. And just taking a chunk out of the army. And if you're not ready with a stop command, then they're just gonna get away scot-free. Obviously, like, their downside is, as soon as they're on their way back, they're gonna be much, much slower. They're gonna take a lot of damage. But yeah, they can get so many good shots. Oh! That's the infantry core gone. Is that the time to press the go button? Not just yet, it appears. Oh, the tier 3 transition. That's kind of That's kind of what sets Icesinithol apart from Punsho in this game. Well, that's a bit too deep. He's losing most of his Tiberian Fiends. Still can't find the Vector. But he's got numbers overwhelming. And there's gonna be one more... yeah, Falcon! Let's see. No, no, it's not going for it. He wants to soak up damage first. He doesn't want to lose the Falcon. Falcon! Punch! That one was moderately successful. But still, it does lots of AoE. Not only that, but it also makes for lingering gas clouds that kind of slowly start damaging infantry. But the Marauders are deployed on Tiberium, so they're gonna heal. So they're probably gonna out-heal the DPS from the gas clouds. So it's alright. Oh, a demo truck! Was just about to make a mustard gas comparison. Oh my god, that demo truck, you can't out-heal that shit. That's gonna blow a hole in the army. He's moving back as far as possible. Oh, secondary blast gets so many Marauders regardless. Well, that's a way to clear a tip field. That tip field has been thoroughly cleansed of everything, including a couple harvesters. Yeah, that was nice. It was not as impactful as it could have been, but a very good hustle regardless. And on the southern side, it's just tier 3. Still no proper expansion for Punsho. I wonder what he's been going for. So the Falcon... ooh, the Falcon has gained a little brother. The Falcons have been breeding, apparently, and Alpha Aurora going... oh, wow! Oh, here is Lyra, though. I really like Lyra here. She should go into a battle bus. Battle buses, as far as I'm aware, don't die to a single shot from a Falcon. So it can always be patched up after a Falcon alpha damage shot. Wow. Okay, Lyra might be way stronger against tanks than what I anticipated. Oh my goodness. I don't remember her being this strong. Did she get buffed, Ganon? Ganon, did she buff her by 33% and then by another 33% cumulatively again? Because that's how Ganon likes to handle his balancing. Yeah, but apparently Lyra is super good now. TIL. So just put her in a battle bus and also put 4 fiends in. That's gonna mean you can kite back all day. Look at the Iron Storm about to be unleashed upon Icesinithol's forces. I think... oh my goodness, he can't breach this as long as Lyra is alive. Oh, Falcons. Trying to look for her. Oh, and she's gone. Just like that. Lyra evaporated. Lyra no more. And this is gonna be a death ball of Lynx tanks and tip fiends. That's gonna kill all the harvesters at the very least. At the bare minimum. Yeah. This ain't happening. I'm sorry, Punsho. This shit ain't happening in game 2. Counter demo truck! Okay. He needs to go very deep, though. This is not the perfect position for a counter. Oh no, the Falcons! Good lord. What a massacre here on... on Koala Ridge. Koala Rift, I'm sorry. My lord! What a game and what a finale. Slow build-up, but insane finale. This Tiberian network is not gonna cut the mustard here. Good lord! How much is he floating? 4k, it's not too much. Wow, what a game 2, and just like that, Punsho is trailing behind by 2 points, and Icesinithol has taken this series in storm so far. However, I don't know if Ganon has included any dummy replays, but he sent me a pack of 7 replays, so probably we're gonna go full distance, unless Ganon has posted some dummy replays for me to cast as well. So, another game, and then we're probably gonna have to postpone the rest until next week. So, see you in a sec.
Battle control offline. Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
Alright, you guys and girls all know the winds of change that you're gonna hear if you follow the Moskwa down to Gorky Park, right? Well, prepare for the winds of war to be heard. You can hear them if you go to town over the last scraps of resources on a dying planet. And this is gonna be game 3 being fought out in this insane best of 7 between Mr. Punsho, the Thrice-Blessed, and Mr. Icesinithol, the random monster, who has so far displayed an amazing performance. Really indomitable is how he looked. And this time, RNGesus has decided that he's gonna go uncrushable again. Funnily enough, Reclaimers are not uncrushable. Reclaimers are actually, yeah, they're the only units that float, but they're only ones that are crushable as well. So it kind of doesn't make sense on multiple levels. Ah, thanks for the worker drone. That's kind of, oh my goodness, that's just the implications of that. Think of that. So the lifeless body falls to the ground, and like immediately it's been replaced by a techno exoskeleton that kind of works with your flesh and limbs. That's kind of scary. Anyway, worker units are just so good for scouting out. And okay, it's just a random marauder trying to take a bite out of the harvester. Good luck, buddy. You best have some more ammo in your shotgun. Let's hope you're not stuck with 20 ammo or something. Alright, this time around it's a bit more of a marauder heavy composition. And the Reclaimers are trying to find the flank of the NG. Like, that's the downside here. They can get some nice snowballs rolling, but they are melee. So, no way of engaging into the Mutant Engineer here. So he needs to probably wait for a Centurion or something before it does anything whatsoever. I'm also really glad that garrisoning mechanics for how fun they are, that they've not been implemented into SP, because they would break all of the maps. Case in point, this one here. This would be so annoying. Just having to deal with garrisons outside of your own zone. Again, nice scouting with a couple of worker units. I hear some more snowballs and some more death and gore. Oh! Okay, that's kind of cheesy. That's kind of a minor, minuscule advantage that Cabal have on this map, because those are neutral soldiers that won't shoot you. And Reclaimers have been programmed such that they can't gain worker units from killing civilians. That kind of makes sense, because otherwise you could just scour a map for civilians and get as many worker drones as possible. But the Montauk here is being guarded by 2 neutral militants, and those actually do spawn worker units. So yeah, just 2 free worker units here for Icesinithol, for his worker forces, his Cabal labor union. And also a nice little promotion on the Reclaimer. Oh, double battle bus. That's a shotgunner bus, and the other one is probably gonna be Tip Fiends. Well, no, that one's already full, so 3 buses? 3 buses. 3 buses, 2 harvesters. What a risky play. And interestingly, again, going for shotgunner buses and making the Tip Fiends walk along on a leash. Like, put them on a little leash. Herd them like cattle. Go over here, cattle! Well, that's gonna be a push that's not met with appropriate defense just yet. Just 4 harvesters, nothing really. Just a couple missile cyborgs. Ooh, this might spell trouble for Ice. Let's see. Okay. The defensive ballista is cocked and ready. Oh, he's deploying as well. So nice. But, again, drone pits are so good. So he needs to focus down the drone pits with Ice doing it, yeah. Drone pits are being focused down by the Tip Fiends. Very good. So if he kills the Claw now, there's going to be no more infantry production. Oh, I think he wants too much here. That's a bit too ambitious. He has lost most of his infantry corps to the drone pit already. Yeah, that could have gone better. So honestly, he should have targeted the Claw. There would have been no more infantry production. There would have been no more drone pit production. And that would have spelled probably the beginning of the end for Icesinithol. But instead, nice little hold here. And yeah, still a holding pattern for Punsho. He's probably waiting for his second war factory to come out. Oh no, Ice is on no power whatsoever. Yeah, he lost his power plant, obviously. Just regaining his power now. That was annoying for him. And trying for the harvesters now with the Lynx tank transition. That's kind of good because it catches your opponent off guard, especially if he has overcommitted into drone pits. Well, decides not to pull the trigger. All the harvesters are still alive. It's a bit of mining time lost, but in the grand scheme of things, Icesinithol hasn't lost too much. He's going for Reapers this time around, which is very good against the Lynxes. And here is the dreaded blaster turret. That is just the best zone defense in the game, period. Against mutants, it's not as lethal because they can still move around a lot. They're just very fast and nimble. But against most factions, jeez. Yeah, as you can see, the blaster turret does sometimes miss targets here. Oh my goodness, the drone AoE is so sick. I was never fully aware of this. Yeah, but drone AoE is massive. He's going in with the tanks now. He's trying to single out the Reapers and now going for each drive-by. Very good, and most of the army have been pulled out of position. So it's gonna be probably a dead harvester. Yeah, it's being blocked. One more shot! Ooh, it survives. And the other one survives too. What? Oh no. Ooh, the last shot. Almost overcommitting. That could have gone way, way more south for Icesinithol. Yeah, it could have gone so sour for him if it lost the other harvester. It would have been on 3. But as it stands... Oh, it's 4 harvesters. Okay. So the econ is even after all of that. After all of that. Double War Factory now for Punsho. Probably trying to expand to here and then go for a 3rd. But again, he's just trying to brute force. And we have seen from Ice before how he can hold this. So I don't know. I really don't know. Ooh, one of the links is down. Ooh, the Reapers can be so good here as well. He needs to keep them alive. They're taking a beating. But... Ah. There goes the spider. Squashed. In come the drone pits. Do your thing, drone pits. The AoE is so sick. They also can get promotions. What? Okay. Seriously, this is my new favorite base defense now. Again, complete overcommitment from Punsho. My lord. What's the econ? 6k ahead is Ice. Combat tab, 8k ahead is Ice. Yeah! Punsho just trying to brute force it here. I don't see the reason why. He is now deployed on the front lines. It's probably gonna be a 3rd war factory if I were to guess. Nah, refinery first. Place it. You know you wanna place it. Okay, finally. And then an armory, okay. So it's going standard. Because I really think 3-base play would benefit him. And also radar tech. Radar tech would be an absolute godsend right here. Again, just random reclaimers scattered about the map, revealing they move out. He sees the entire army and is like, yeah, I see your plan. And I raise your blaster turret as zone defense. Oh no, the Eye of Cabal. Again, not like this. Like, this is a no-go zone. You can't move there without, like, being outnumbered, or outnumbering the enemy 2 to 1. Air factory again. This time around, though, Ice has less time to work with. Ooh. Army being caught in transition. Oh no. Oh no, the missile cyborgs, they're so slow. That's gonna be devastating. Could have been worse. Could have been way worse. Jeez Louise. No, the army still stands strong and compact. What the hell? I was predicting for this to go very, very south real quick, but apparently not. Also, the Centurion, fire on the move, has rendered them so strong. I think they need a nerf now. Yeah, like, look at this mass of missile cyborgs. With proper micro, they can just obliterate this. One more order. One more order here. Yeah, Centurions are the way to go. So, he's giving him the 1-2 reach around, though. His next army is going up north. There is basically no defense right now. Well, that's one way to beat Cabal, is to out-rotate them. There's a second blast turret deployed, but not in range of anything. It's about to get spicy. It's about to get very spicy with the 2-prong. What a waste of perfectly good missiles. My lord. Look at how slow those are. They are crawling across the map, and not only if they're wounded. Like, literally, their speed is crawl speed. So now, just like that, Punsho has managed to encroach on the territories. We're gonna check the econ lines again. Oh, now it's a 5k lead for Punsho. He's managed to find the comeback here. The missile cyborgs are exposed. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be really bad. They cost a lot. This is like what? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4k. That's a 4k army being wasted for absolutely no gain. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. This is starting to snowball real bad. No more combat units left here for Ice. And he basically didn't manage to make the transition work before his harvesters, before he ran out of ore in the main base. Was forced into selling his Conyard off. Terrible spot for him to be in. There's also a double Derrick advantage for Punsho, plus... Oh, hello. Tiberian Bulls, so he's on radar tech. Tiberian Bulls are kind of a support unit. And I still haven't figured out in which way they support your army other than soaking damage. But apparently they debuff enemy units. I just never used them. It's one of the few mutant units that I have not found a use case for just yet. Yeah, radar tech online, like even the one blast turret can't hold the line forever. Plus the Eye of Cabal. This is so hilarious. A bit too greedy here from Ice, who got out-rotated. So I don't see my lord. My lord, this formation. Yeah, I can see why Ice was surrendering here. He had no more options. He didn't have the time to get out another MCV. He didn't have ore in his main base. His harvesters were basically harvesting off of dry patches. So yeah, completely understandable, and that's gonna mark the 2-1 here for Mr. Icesinithol. Nice little catch-up, little break for Punsho. So with that out of the way, I think we're already way past the 40-minute mark. This is gonna mean that we're gonna postpone the rest of the finals to next week, and depending on how long the games go, maybe even to the week after that. But after that, it's back to Red Alert. So yeah, it's awesome that we're gonna have to cast them here on Shoutcast anyway. So I'm really enjoying SP, and that's some top tier play. Also, $100 on the line. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control offline.